So police departments across the country are actively taking steps to improve the relationship with those that they protect and serve. I take you to Charlotte, North Carolina, where 1 year ago it was announced that all officers would go through training in customer service. Now, if you're skeptical, they were too. I talked to the chief and some of the officers about what they've learned. Watch.
What is this customer service initiative that you're doing? I mean, I was a police explorer, CJ Major. I've never heard anything about this.
Yeah, we hadn't either. And that's the thing, when I looked at it and we said that, how do we look at having better interactions with the people that we come in contact with, not just externally, but also internally, and basically to become with a goal to, in those contacts, to be day makers for the individuals that we are encountering.
So I'm curious, what has been the reaction to doing a program like this, both from the public as well as your rank and file?
Wow, it's been a roller coaster ride, to say the least. So both from the rank and file, obviously there was some concerns with the approach and how we're going to change not just how we interact with people, but basically we're looking at a cultural change within the organization. That's always difficult regardless of where you work. If you're going to come in and make significant changes on how you do your job, there's going to be some pushback to it. And that's what I saw early on. But what we saw is, as our officers and as our employees started to go through the training, a lot of the response was, wow, this was nothing like I thought it was going to be, and we needed this. This is really going to help us in our job. So we were able to turn that around. And as we trained about half of our employees, a lot of that messaging started getting out. And as far as the public, the public was ready for something. We saw what's been going on in the last 2 or 3 years in law enforcement, and any different approach, people were welcoming it.
Your officer approaches the scene. How is he supposed to conduct him or herself?
Well, first of all, the officer should be intentional to say that I'm going to do everything I can to leave that positive impression. We have a customer service saying that is basically, we're going to leave a positive impression that will earn a genuine thank you. What we see across the media and across social media, and the perception of police officers and bad police officers across the country doing bad things, but there's so much of us doing great things, and we want to focus that attention on the great things that we do as well.
All right, Chief, let's see what your officers think about this.
So starting out, I don't think that many people were big fans, right? I think that the concept of customer service mixed with law enforcement was difficult to understand.
What did you think they were suggesting when it was first presented?
I think a lot of people's perception of customer service is that the customer is always right.
Right.
And so whenever you come into that with law enforcement, how does that play in? Because we know that some people that we deal with aren't going to have their best day. So how does that impact? And I think that's kind of what the hesitation was how do we incorporate customer service and not always have them be always right, but still incorporate customer service in that aspect.
In practice, what is it like on a day-to-day basis with this customer service initiative?
So I think just making sure that we're greeting people and being friendly to them is one thing that, sometimes we don't really think about. We get so caught up in doing our job and, the things that we have to do when we get on scene, when someone calls 911, and making sure that we're treating that person as a human, getting that personal aspect of finding something to have in common with them.
Another big driving factor in this program for me is the wellness of officers. Officers experience critical incident on a high level.
Yes.
And that is not normal for a normal human being. So we have to, as a community, as elected officials, and even as news media, to support law enforcement as much as possible. And those negative encounters that the community see on the television puts the perception that law enforcement are not doing their job correctly. You looked at our 98%, right? Never resulted in an arrest. So the numbers show that, hey, we're doing our job. We're just putting an extra layer out there to show you, hey, we're willing to go the extra mile.
So this customer service, it is helping then, right? Because the first interaction that they have is a positive interaction.
So it's helping in twofold. It's helping because the officers are actually going out there and doing the work, number one, and number two, The fact that the community hears that the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department is training customer service, at least they understand when these officers come on scene, they're going to be professional, they're going to be proficient, they're going to be resourceful, and they're here to actually help me and be a day maker, even in those challenging moments that we're there for.
That don't mean y'all not going to jail, though, just so we...
Oh yeah. No, it don't mean that. Yeah.
They still going to take the cuffs out on you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
What a great department, a model for the nation.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.